We are so excited to officially welcome in DePaul's newest head coach, the sixth in program history, Jill Pizzotti. Jill, congratulations, officially official. How are we feeling today? You had your press conference a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it feels absolutely great. And DePaul did an awesome job of putting on a really special day this morning for myself, for my family, and really, really great to have Coach Bruno and Patty in the house. And it just feels wonderful today.
And the press conference had a lot of emotions, as I can only imagine everything that was going through you in that moment. Could you take us back to the moment a little bit with when you think about everyone who's helped you get to this point? You mentioned your family, your parents, and especially being able to learn from Doug Bruno throughout these past few years. When you think of this moment, why is it so emotional for you?
Well, I mean, Coach Bruno is just so special, and the year we had and being able to get back with coach a little bit during the season and just having the emotions I have about Doug in terms of what he's been for me as a mentor and as a boss and to just what he's done for this profession. It's just like I can't even explain it, and I never have enough to say about my appreciation and then my real love for Doug. And then my family, my family means everything to me. So to have my mom and dad here and my two sisters to share, I share this moment with my family because they were a part of they're a part of everything. If I anything I'm able to achieve is really a big part of for my mom and dad and the support of my family. So it just is a lot today, and I was trying not to be emotional, but when I get talking about Doug, it's hard for me not to be. And then to have my family here and to be able to thank them publicly for everything they've done for me, it was just a really special time.
In mentioning Doug a little bit, Jill, I know you've mentioned plenty that you do want to continue right DePaul ball as we've gotten so used to it throughout the years. What does DePaul ball look like with a little bit of the Jill flair to it?
Well, definitely like the Paul ball. We're going to get back to that where we're getting up and down the floor. We're putting a lot of points on the floor. We'd rather have a game in the 80s versus a game in the 60s. Sharing the basketball is a big component of DePaul basketball. Having and giving the players the freedom to use their entire skill sets and to feel good about taking shots. If you're open, you shoot it. If you're not open, you share it. Let's get the ball up the floor. So all up tempo offensively. And then defensively, just really getting after it, being more resilient defensively. We want to create tempo on the defensive end of the floor. And, it's like what I've told people. I don't think it's going to look a lot different. I don't anticipate it looking a lot different than the Paul ball in its best times. So that's what we're striving for. And we've got to recruit towards that and then just get to work.
Jill, you have been in this business for a long time, and especially the last 14 seasons, you have spent it with DePaul. And you look at last year serving as interim head coach. When you reflect on this past season for you as a coach, how did you grow this last year?
Well, when in September I was put into the interim head coach role, just having to step up and, kind of take control of the program, right? And in a very unique time, an uncertain time, being an individual who has to be a steady force, not just for our players, but also for our staff. And I just, my ability to compartmentalize probably got even better this year. And I just focused on the players and giving them a great experience, as great of experience as we could give them. That was my focus. But then understanding the importance of just staying in tune with your staff and being available and being there for them. This was a big year of that. And I'm really proud of what our staff and what our players got accomplished this past year. And it was a great, prep year for moving in now to this role.
Coaches always surround themselves by the best people. And especially, I think, with what you just said, with how last year was, you had to be steady for your players. Who helped steady you, Jill, when you need it the most?
My family, I have Jill Hollenbeek, our senior women's administrator, was just a unbelievable individual this past year. She's a very talented administrator, and she always has been, and she has supported our team and our staff through the years, every year. But this year, when I was, told about coach needing to take a leave, she said in the very first conversation, Jill P, I'm gonna be with you every step of the way. And I would tell you that that woman was with me every step of the way. And I leaned on her just immensely. And Dwayne PV was a great support. My family, my fiance, a great support. And it's like I said, it was important for me with the staff and with the players to just be a strong individual. And then you need it sometimes to close the door and break down here or there, and Joe Hollenbeek, I mean, our sports information director, Paul, had to deal with that sometimes with me. But the people at DePaul, you know, we say it all the time. This university attracts special people, and they truly care about the individual. And I was fortunate to have some really special ones around me this year.
Hey, listen, Jill, we're all human. You might be a coach, but we're human. We need to have our moments here and there. Right? I love
Most definitely.
one of the things you said in your press conference, Jill, which I absolutely loved. You said that you're so excited to take this program to new heights, grounded in the strength of our past. Can you explain on that a little further?
Well, I don't know if there's going to be a better example than DePaul women's basketball for that philosophy.
Mm.
And it doesn't seem enough to say Doug built this great foundation. I mean, Doug built, you know, he built a castle. I mean, it's just like unbelievable what he's built here and maintained. He didn't just build it, I mean, he's been here for 39 years. So we are not, I mean, we are only going to build upon what's been established here already. And in the last few years, we would talk as a staff, and coach wanted to get this program back going and back competing for the Big East and getting back in the tournament. And that's our vision. That's it's like it's I feel like it's by obligation to get this back for Coach Bruno the way he saw it. But what Doug did for this program, Doug Bruno is DePaul women's basketball. Doug Bruno is women's basketball in the city of Chicago. So yeah, we're gonna continue to stand on those shoulders and build this program.
And you will continue to be one of those main faces here of women's basketball, especially in Chicagoland. When you think about that, you mentioned so many fond stories and memories you had of Coach Bruno, looking up to him. Now you are going to be the face where not only your players, but young little girls in Chicago are going to be looking up to you. How cool is that to think that you are going to have so much more reach outside of just the young women on your roster?
Yeah, I mean it feels great. I think anyone in these positions want to be able to use their platform to do good. And it's always been very important to me to help young people, to help, under-resourced people. And I hope in this position my reach will be, longer and deeper. So I take it very seriously. We always talk to our ladies about there are young boys and girls out there looking up to them, and the importance of reaching back out to them. And for little girls in the community to think they could be doing this, that's a lot of responsibility, and I take that serious. But I also just feel honored, privileged. I know I'm a very blessed individual to be able to do this in the city of Chicago.
Jill, a huge day, a lot of emotions coming off of the press conference, having to speak with a lot of people. How are you going to go out and celebrate the rest of today? Do you have a nice dinner on tap? What are we doing to enjoy the rest of today's announcement?
Well, I have a dinner with a prospective student athlete is who I have a dinner with.
Yes.
So we've got recruits on today, tomorrow, the next day, and that's how I'll be spending my day. And this weekend with Easter, I'll be able to get with my family, and I'm sure we will also celebrate today. But yeah, there's a lot. Today's April 15th. It's Holy Week. There's recruiting going on, so there's a lot to celebrate, and I'm just really so thankful my entire family could be here today with me.
We're thankful for that as well. She means business, strictly business. The best recruiter in all of Chicago. She's got work to do, everybody. Jill, we are so incredibly excited for you. The sixth head coach at DePaul women's basketball, Jill Pizzotti. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Happy Easter. Enjoy it and congratulations.